Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up? Do you have
What's up,
a
man?
freshly shaved? Is there a shave or something?
There's a shave, there's a haircut, there's all the things.
Go ahead. Look at you. You look 10 years younger. 16.
Yeah, I mean that was the vibe I was going for, right? One of those college freshman vibes.
Good morning, man. All right, tell me about your week.
Yeah, dude. Um, this week was cool. Um, Routine, yeah. The journaling hasn't stuck, just like we talked about last time. Like not feeling compelled to do that, so that's kind of slipped from the routine.
Oh, I
And
thought you said it hasn't stopped. I was like,
no,
okay.
no, I haven't kept it up, and I feel just fine. Uh, Better actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you actually didn't fall into a pit of despair.
It was close there for a
It's
second.
horrible news about Jordan jumping off a bridge. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's you feel better.
Yeah, it's just like it was definitely something for a while that I was just like compelling myself to do rather than actually
That's
wanting
a
to
good
do
one.
it.
That's a nice indicator that it's time to not do something anymore. As when I
Yeah,
find myself continually having to compel myself.
yeah,
It's different if I'm just starting something. If I'm just starting something and it's like I'm building momentum into doing the thing, it's a little bit different. So it's like, and even then, I would disagree. I would be like, then we're taking the wrong approach. So let's take fitness as an example. If I'm compelling myself to go, like, I'm all about that fitness life. I love it. I didn't start that way. It was a slog when I got into fitness, and what I found that worked really well is just doing something that I already enjoy doing, or that's like ridiculously easy. It's like dumb how easy it is. Like going for a walk for 15 minutes, being like, anyone can do it, but that's better than zero. And then it builds momentum. And since exercise feels good, right? It's this like virtuous cycle, upward spiral of just more and more and more and more. And then I get into, fucking CrossFit and all kinds of crazy shit, right? Then it get addicted to those hormones going through your body, and then it's off to the races. So this is all to say, it's like, what does it boil down to? It's how am I feeling? If you were to listen to a fucking YouTube influencer or who fucking schmuck, it would be like rise and grind, bitch. Like get after it. Like fucking suffer for your outcomes. No, man. Then I gotta rearrange this screen here. There we go, gallery view. Um, no, missing the fucking point entirely. I only have one thing. And what's that, Jordan? What do I have?
What do you have? You have your how you feel. Yeah.
That's it. I have this conscious experience in this moment. That's all I have. That's it. You can just do a big line of coke off of the dick of life. Yeah, I just talked with a friend of mine. Discipline is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's absolute bullshit. The real, by all means, go get good at discipline. That's fine. A lot of cool stuff will happen. But I'm kind of missing the point. There's an unending well of power that I can tap into. And it's called actually wanting to do it. It's that simple. I want to brush my teeth in the morning. I'm not like, oh man, gotta brush my teeth. No, it's like, oh, my mouth is gonna be minty and fresh and clean. Get the sleep taste out of my mouth. It's gonna be great. I like showering. I want to shower because it feels awesome. When I was a little kid, I fucking hated showers. I was all cold out. I hated it after the shower because I knew I'd be cold with the towel and stuff.
Yeah.
Hated it. Hated baths, all that bullshit. I was like, no.
Gonna be a dirty boy.
So yeah, well, I didn't care. I was a little kid. Be fucking dirty. Well, so why can't I be dirty? And it's more about so my parents don't look like horrible parents. we all descended from really, really dirty ass fucking people, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
We were fucking filthy for a very long, until like 100 years ago. So it's pretty recent. Then we had like showers, which is actually that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I don't even think it's been 100 years for showers, at least. Like,
well, I know showers existed. It's just
well, like, yeah, but like common use.
Yeah, being like it's like if I were to be in an apartment and there not be a shower, that would be a problem. Right? Yeah. Whereas like that was just a thing. It's like here's the room that your 17 family members will live in, and the tub is in the middle of the. It's an old pickle bucket, you know, from in the little room. These things don't take effort, man. I want to do them because they feel good in aggregate. What's up? What are you looking at?
Oh, my dock was frozen up and it drives me insane when it does that. I like the bottom Mac bar. I know I'm a plebe because I put it on the bottom, but that's neither here nor there. My not so judgment. So much room on the bottom. So much room. That's why I just have it to always hide unless I need it.
Yeah, but I have to go. All right. Here's the logic method. It's not just like I think it's prettier. Yeah. There's stuff at the bottom of my screen that I need to click on that will bring up.
That's fair.
Bar, right. So let's take Zoom as an example. All of Zoom's things to fucking manipulate Zoom are at the bottom.
On the bottom. Okay, fair.
I have it full screened and I go to the bottom. Then guess what I'm going to pop up? My fucking taskbar. If it's on the left, much less shit is all the way on the left-hand side.
All right. That's fair.
I thought about this, man. And I know everyone is special, but I am right. And and I will judge anyone for it. Nah, okay. Yeah. So with journaling, what's the point of journal? Look, I have a journal as well. I put stuff in there from time to time. It's not a religious practice. The dark side of discipline is, at least for me, is should I screw up, my consequence for screwing up is just this berating of how weak or much of a pussy I am for having stopped. Like, this is not skillful self-talk at all. And it's dishonest. It's entirely dishonest. So I'm not a piece of shit. And I guess depending on the circumstance, I might be a bitch. But I'm certainly not a bitch for not writing in my journal. Now, sometimes I will playfully call myself a bitch or a pussy, like if there's a big set or something like that, and I will use that language, which that's a room for improvement in my opinion, but it works. And then secondly, with discipline, generally when I find myself having to grind and tap into this finite resource of self-will, are for things that are coming out of that third column. Like, I don't think, like, I'm going to go get my self-esteem. I'm going to go get my self-worth. I'm going to go get some relationships, sexual or otherwise. I'm going to go get people to love me if I continue to do these actions. And I'm unyielding. And that's just a bunch of suffering. Placing like my well-being and contentment into the hands of other people's validation or other people's opinions. No thanks. Hard pass. Still do it. This isn't like, oh, look at me. I'm fucking perfect and don't know. I still do it to this day. I'm just aware of it. And now I have a choice. That's the real bitch move, in my opinion. The real bitch move is like, I want people to like me. I want other people to tell me what I'm worth. That's the bitch move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man, discipline is trash. It's garbage. Now, I won't say that entirely, and I won't give that entire because I think that there are to get the ball rolling sometimes. You can tap into that. It's kind of like that little tiny little gas can. You know, if you got like a dry tank or something, you spray some shit in there to get a jump start. Okay, sure, fine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think the only thing I still use it for regularly is that, like, if there's an initial resistance to something I actually want to do. So like whether it's going to the gym, studying, homework, work, whatever the fuck it is. Sometimes I'll use like, if you just do the thing for 5 minutes and then the ball's rolling and it's easy again.
There is a like, I have a conscience, and that conscience goes, you might want to study right now, or you might want to do this other thing. That right there, and I don't call that discipline. Now it's just semantics. Because some would be like, well, that's exactly what it is. I disagree. But listening to that voice becomes so easy when the talk isn't, and if you don't do this, you're a giant piece of shit. No one will love you, right? Giving hand jobs underneath a fucking, right, for a can of beans kind of situation. It just becomes so much easier. So the stakes aren't that high. So that, and then if I don't go through, it's like with my meditation. I meditate fucking throughout the day. And I was asked like, oh, so do you like meditate every morning? And I'm like, no. I meditate like 95% of days. And I meditate in the morning. I meditate in the afternoon. I meditate at nighttime. And I'm talking about the formal like sitting meditation. I'm not like the latter stage, which is the real prime time game of meditation, which I'm doing all day long, which is the whole point of the meditation in the first place. I do it when I fucking feel like it. Like, discipline is a strategy. In my opinion, it's a pretty shitty one. I'll speak even more direct. Like, I haven't had a drink in 12 years. Wow, it requires a lot of discipline. False. The first 3 weeks took discipline. Maybe 3 weeks. The rest was tapping into a much, like, an endless well of power. Some people call it God. I'm not going to call it God. I'm going to call it tapping into what I really want. And I didn't want to be a fuck up anymore. I didn't want to. And then I continued to fuck up, but at least I wasn't drinking. Yeah, and there's no willpower. If I don't, like, the biggest hack ever is to not need it in the first place. I don't wake up being like jonesing for a drink, right? I just don't. That's not my life. That's what I'm talking about with effortlessness. It's like, I don't have to coax myself to go to the gym. I don't have to tell myself to not drink. I just do these things. It is my life. That's the real hack, is to get your life so good you don't need discipline. Oh, that was like that Matrix quote, I think. That was exactly like that Matrix quote for Morpheus. He's like, Neo's like, so
Oh,
you're telling me I can dodge bullets? And he's like,
yeah.
no, Neo, I'm telling you, you won't have to. Or that's like a paraphrase. But yeah, that's exactly right. And that's exactly it. You don't have to. That's the end of my rant. I have nothing else to say on the subject. I think I'm going to title this one. Maybe we'll get some more views. I'll say discipline is bullshit, and that'll be the title of this one.
The secret, hack the algorithm. Jocko would come out of the woodwork. It'd be great. There's some fucking meme from, it's like making, poking fun at Jocko kind of thing. And it's like, it's like, wake up, take a cold shower, exercise, smash your balls with a hammer until they bleed. Does it hurt? Good.
Yeah, exactly. I like watching those the YouTube, like making fun of YouTube influencer videos.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I wake up at 3 a.m. the morning before. I wake up a whole day in advance. I wake up in the past, bitch. That's how early I wake up. It's like, I will put any YouTube influencers' happiness and well-being. I will 100%. If it's not a contest, it's not a game, but well, it is. And if it was, I would win 100%. They might have more money than me. They might have nicer cars than I do. They might have a prettier girlfriend than I do. But I'm 100% more joyful, content, and happy with my life than they are. I would place 1 trillion US dollars on that bet. I would do it over and over and over again. Just bring me an influencer. Empty inside, empty inside, empty inside. Anyone who needs that much attention has something going on. That's a vast generalization. I'm sure there's some very, very happy influencers out there. But I say this because so many folks that I know, or that I've like, this is my own experience, to like look at these things and are like, man, that looks so awesome. I wish my life was like that. Right? They have no idea what this person's internal life is like. None. Just what they're showing on this particular edited clip. That's true not just on YouTube, but in everything else. No idea what people's struggles are, what they're going through. And most people that I know are fucking miserable. They're so sad all the time. They go to work, they come home, they eat food, and they watch Netflix, and they go to sleep. And they do that over and over and over again. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of those things. And they do it to turn off their brains from the rest of their life. Which is why I love this work that we do here. I love it so much. I was talking about this also just yesterday. It's like meaningful work that I get paid for is very important. And I would argue what's 10,000 times more important is meaningful work that I don't get paid for. 100%. I get out of this like 10,000 times what I put into it. I'm very selfish. You know this. I've already said this. but like I do this for my own good. So that when I am dying, I can look back and go, is the world better because I was in it? And hopefully I can get there. We'll see. The jury's out.
Yeah, debatable.
So tell me about your week, man. So we got no journaling.
Yeah. 30 fucking minutes later, we got
Dude,
not
look,
quite.
hey, there was a desire, and I could sense it from both of us, that you missed me going off on tangents.
I need it.
I missed going off on tangents. I missed
as someone who now sits on your side of the fence occasionally, there's nothing better than like just 20-30 minutes of like just spouting this stuff. It's the fucking best.
Just get plugged in. What it is, for me, I don't do it to impart knowledge to you. Right? These are things that you already know, right? Yeah. When you're like, when you're nodding your head, it's resonating with you, right? Tells me you already know these things instinctually. You might not be able to form the words around it or whatever, but they make sense. You ever listen to someone talk and been like, that's exactly what I was thinking, but I've never put it into words before?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we got here.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of what we're doing, right? And then 2, it is a practice for me to remember all of this stuff.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then there's something about saying the thing over and over and over and over again. Another reason why these sessions are so great, saying them over and over and over and over and over again, ingraining them as beliefs in the mind. And a belief is just a story that I really believe. That's it. Belief's just a story I've told myself 1,000 times. So that's all a belief is. And training those grooves in the mind. Everything's going to be fine, man. Everything is fine. Look at that knee. That sexy ass knee. You don't even know if I'm wearing pants.
I have no idea. Welcome to 2020.
I could be sure cocking it right now with just my You have no idea. Yeah, you don't know what this Vibe Pro really does.
I saw that over there. I was wondering if it's like one of the massage guns or what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, this is the shitty cheap one from Amazon.
Yep. Nice.
So, but it's like $30.
Still does the thing.
Like $400. And it does exactly what I need it to do.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I love that thing. I go to the chiropractor, it fucking spends half the session using that thing. I was like, bitch, I can do it myself. Let's get some cracks in. Come on, buddy.
I think that every time I go and they pull that thing out, I'm like, I have that shit at home.
Lazy motherfucker. Pay $20 for you to fuck it. I have this. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think what we can take away from that whole part of the session is you should be journaling again, and you're doing it. Like that's what we should take out of it. Oh, and also, yeah, the fucking rants and the tangents and all those things. I don't do it unless I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so if I get tapped into it, and I'm like, okay, it's time. Let's fucking do this. Let's go.
And I'm just busting your balls. You know I love this shit. Like,
oh, of course, man. Absolutely. I don't fucking I'm not taking this as like, don't do this. Absolutely. I was craving. I just wasn't there. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna force it. Yeah. Yeah. What else?
Yeah. So I make my bed, I shower, meditate, have some breakfast.
What are your meditations again?
I usually just do the like timer on, it's like a 2-minute interval one, just to kind of has the bell that rings to bring you back in.
It's like a reminder if you've got lost in thought or something.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like having the dialogue the whole time, it just repeats, for 2 minutes for the duration of the time that you set.
10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, usually 10. Anywhere between 10 and 20, usually 10.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll pull out like one of the Deepak Chopra ones or like a couple other YouTube ones I found that I like. But for the most part, it's just the timer. And I found that I like the timer for me because it lends itself well to like interspersing it throughout the day. For me, it's like, oh, I can just set, an interval for a little bit and tune back in with this thing. But yeah, so I do that and have some breakfast, start work. After that was impressive. Well done.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And
as well.
Then, yeah, usually once the sun comes out, I'll take Hattie for a walk. It gets a little bit warmer. Get back on jiu-jitsu days, go to jiu-jitsu around noon. And that's been fucking the most fun it's ever been. And it's always been like one of my favorite things, but I'm just having the time of my life over there. And get back from that, work some more, then like Japanese flashcards, Japanese audiobooks, homework for school, whatever's floating my boat there. And then if there's things I quote unquote have to do, right? Like I have assignments that are required, I will do those and have some dinner.
Get to do, sir. Get to do. The desire is to learn Japanese. I have the resources and opportunity to learn such thing, and I get to do this homework to fulfill said desire. So I can find my Japanese wife and live happily ever after. Which
exactly.
Is the ultimate goal.
And until then, I'll be miserable. Actually,
I'm going to. Yeah, well, definitely. You should definitely get to that point. And I'm gonna laugh at the day when I get the text message and it's like, or the invite, the RSVP to the wedding, and it'll be written in Japanese. And it'll be you in like traditional Japanese garb, that total fucking like weird white guy who's super into Asian culture, and like that's your wedding getup, and you're gonna go like full traditional Japanese at the wedding too, like the whole thing, and go overboard. Your parents are gonna be like. Yeah, you get to.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
This is important stuff, right? It's like, unless that's not how you feel. If that feeling is like, I've got to fucking do this Japanese homework again. Like, I don't want to. Why are we learning Japanese? So.
No, that one never comes up. That like, more like I'm taking stats right now. And I don't love stats, but it's a graduation requirement. So that one's like one I'm okay with taking.
Physics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stats or calc. I'll take stats all day long over calc.
Calculus is. I think statistics is more practical than calculus is. But calculus is much more interesting. But
oh, really? Okay.
Pure calculus. Here's the thing, man. I didn't really like calculus until I took physics.
Okay.
Physics is so much fucking cooler than math. Because math is like, here's all this stuff in the abstract, and all I'm thinking the entire time is, what the fuck is the point of any of this? What is the point of any of this? Besides me being able to calculate a tip at a restaurant, what the fuck do I need to do in the store? Statistics less so, right? So it's like, okay, I can understand why I would want that.
Yeah.
Then I took physics, and then my entire mind exploded. It was, and then I like saw the world in a different way. It's the only class besides save a couple of philosophy classes that completely changed how I perceive the world around me. It's incredible. And then physics is just applied mathematics. That's all it is, right? And so I'm like, oh, this is the point of all of this. this is the derivative of this is the integral of that, blah, 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 blah. I want to calculate the fucking arc and trajectory of this fucking cannonball or whatever it is. Boom, calculus. Want to find out how fast something is going to hit the ground? Boom, calculus. All started, it was like, oh, this is so fucking cool. I can use all of this shit to make predictions about the world. That's fucking insane. And really accurate ones. It was really cool. It was eye-opening.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my high school physics class, but that's definitely like a
it was algebra physics though. Yeah.
I'm thinking about canceling my like normal gym membership, just because it's $22 a month I'm not using for any reason.
That's what they're counting on.
Yeah, oh god, I know. I know. And yeah, I don't currently have any desire to go lift things. I've got like my little steel mace here. I love that thing. I've been doing a lot of like handstands and calisthenics and stuff at home, which feels fucking awesome. And yeah, got to spend a lot of time with like just people I really adore this week. Like community was and has been a like fixture of my routine for well-being over the last
With whom?
So I've got my buddy Ben and his girlfriend Sarah, and then
super spreaders. That's why you fell into my trap, bitch. I knew it. How dare you? You're caught. The fucking coming to your place right now. Enjoy time at the gulag. I just combined two different regimes, but
you did. Yeah, it's definitely some strange things going on in the world on that front.
We're not getting into it. We're not.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
You should bring that into the space.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I've got them. I've got my jiu-jitsu people, and it's kind of all I need. That's really all I was wanting, right? Like I was never wanting this massive circle of friends. I was wanting like a small group of people I really love to be around, and I have that.
Well, you're wanting the feeling of what it's like to be in community.
Yep.
And then you had some ideas of what that would look like, namely, this harem of friends that you have. And it be accomplished with very few people. It takes like few people.
Yeah. I would say I probably have like less than 5, probably. And that's all.
You don't need more than 5. You don't need more than 2. Right? But you can be one good friend. It's like it doesn't matter. Like what matters is how I feel. That's it. And being in community is very important. It's very important. Social shit. Well, we're social monkeys, man. We're just monkey fucking ape people that like to put things into hierarchies and pyramids and praise the fucking almighty king ape and with our lives, right? And it's fucking weird, man. It's so fucking weird.
It's super weird.
Like if we were a fucking society of lizard people, there'd be no like hierarchy. I don't know. I don't know enough about lizards. It's kind of crazy. Or spiders or snakes, some shit. I don't think there's like.
No, I don't think so.
Or bears, for that matter.
Bears will just eat your fucking face. Bears don't care.
Solitary.
Yeah.
Like hang out by themselves.
Yeah.
So it'd be an interesting society of like hyper intelligent bears.
Oh God, that's terrifying. Absolutely horrifying. We wouldn't stand a chance.
Human level intelligence against bears?
No, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
No, we're so fucked. But we wouldn't, because if they're as smart as we are, but we collaborate. But they have.
Oh, that's true, and they're super isolationist. That could be
all by themselves, right?
Yeah.
They don't band together. Well, I think we could still win.
Yeah. This sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie.
That actually sounds amazing. I think we should do it.
Fuck Planet of the Apes, man. This is so much better.
But it's like maybe the solitary bears, like since they're so smart, they understand like they're like we have to band together
Yeah.
in order to defeat this plague, which is
I mean,
race.
that's basically what we did to everybody else.
Yeah, but banding together, right, has been with us the whole time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's how apes work. They live in like they live in communities, and so we've always been in community, right? We've always been together and collaborated, and then that just kind of begat more of it because it was evolutionarily advantageous for us to work together to get shit done. So I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah,
I lost it.
We were talking about community.
This is 100% a Joe Rogan episode now.
Yeah. We've talked about fitness. We've talked about apes. You seen that video of the guy who fucking hit a moose with his car by accident? JB, pull that shit up.
Solitary bear. So human level intelligence bears versus
terrifying
versus humankind. And not humankind now. I'm like humankind.
Like sticks and stones, humankind.
I want to say we have arrows and shit.
All right.
So like
that would at least be interesting. We could stand a shot, I think.
I think we have like we can ride horses, we have arrows. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whatever that is. Yeah. We have like let's say Bronze Age. Let's say Bronze Age humans.
Yeah.
Be super intelligent bears.
Maybe that's actually where all of Egypt's technology came from. Is this exact fuck the aliens? It was super intelligent bears.
Are there bears in Egypt?
No.
I don't.
No, there are not. But there's not fucking aliens in Egypt either. So, well.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure there weren't bears in Egypt?
Yes. 100%. Bears don't live in the desert. But aliens definitely live in the desert. That I know.
I did have like.
Go ahead.
Two things. Well, actually, there's one that. Well, actually two. So I wanted to bring up the thing I messaged you yesterday.
One or two, Jordan. Get your fucking.
It's two. It's two. Damn it. So yeah, I wanted to bring up the thing I messaged you yesterday because that for me was really cool.
So let me kind of read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You read it out? Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you remember when we first started working together and I told you my sob story about my college girlfriend and not being okay with not knowing where she is or what she's doing? Well, I just found out that she got married and I wanted to share this because the only emotion I felt was overwhelming joy for her. And I found that really fucking fantastic and a huge piece of evidence of the dramatic shift that has occurred over the years. What else would you like to add to that?
I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up. I thought it was really cool. I think that for me, like I remember vividly, we were sitting in that McDonald's. We had driven through the snowstorm to get there, and
yeah, that BMW.
Yep. I remember sitting there telling you this story, and I remember saying that it's like I just don't think I'll be okay. And you said, "Well, you might have to be," and for a while, she was somebody that I thought about like all the time. And I hadn't crossed my mind in forever until I like just happened to stumble upon her wedding pictures. And it's like, fuck, this is so cool. Like, I am so happy that she is now out in the world with a person that makes her this happy. And I think like,
what a cuck, dude. What a cuck.
Okay.
No, obviously I'm joking.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm joking. 100%.
Absolutely.
And when I talk about evidence for shifts occurring, it's stuff like this that's really great to remind me of how far I've come. Yeah. Right. So I can look at my mind and go, oh, I remember reacting in this other way, which didn't feel so great not too long ago. But now I like had no reaction or a positive reaction, right, to this almost identical stimuli. did a shift just happen? The shift happened? Holy shit. And then it's like, oh my God, it gets really exciting. I'm like, holy shit, this stuff works. What?
Yeah.
I've been listening to this fucking guy babble for fucking hours and being like, talk about effortlessness. Holy shit, does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing, I was hanging out with my friend Jocelyn last night, and she invited a couple of her other girlfriends over. And they were like, the two that came over are still very much in the bodybuilding world. And like, it was
who came over? Sorry.
So my friend, I was at my friend Jocelyn's house, and her two friends, Lisa and Jocelyn, came over, and they're both still like very much in the bodybuilding world.
Sounds like the start of a porn, Jordan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just yeah. This is, are you one of their? Is one of them your stepsister?
Step bro. Step bro. That fucking video is one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
It's perfect.
It's
a perfect YouTube video.
It really is. But
like in like 10 years, the video won't make sense.
Right? But for right now,
it's the most perfect video for right now.
Yeah. And yeah, we were hanging out, and my gut reaction when like all the bodybuilding talk started was to get like either super judgmental or weird. And I caught that before that ship left the port. I'm like, these people might actually be really fucking cool if you like don't start flailing around your anti-bodybuilding social justice sword. And turns out they were fucking awesome, and I had a riot of a time. And I don't think that experience as it unfolded would not have been possible not that long ago, because I would have either gotten sucked back in or wanted to have kept them at such a distance or othered them in some way that I would not have been able to just be present and enjoy the experience.
So what you just described, you felt the thing, you became aware of the thing.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't want to behave that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to behave this other way. You listen to your conscience, and then you had a
great times ensued.
Yeah. Step bro. That's the deal. You're doing the deal. There's nothing else to add to that. That's awesome. It's fantastic. Can you hear this going off now?
I can. Yeah.
Sorry, listeners. There we go. All right, man. Let's get into one.
Yeah, this one is gonna make us both laugh, I think. Am I sharing? Fuck your CrossFit, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Fuck it. CrossFit's actually super fucking sick, but this was pre that.
Well, this is, again, we don't need your preamble, Jordan. There are like caveats. For anyone who doesn't know what we're doing here, this is a resentment inventory. This is not reality. This is Jordan's perception and resentment against a particular thing. And it will say all sorts of crazy, weird shit. And the purpose of it is to recognize how crazy and fucking off the wall it is and take responsibility for their resentment. It's no indictment of CrossFit or any other person or institution or thing. It is entirely Jordan's own bullshit. And that's the whole point. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. We're getting it out there and taking responsibility and accountability for the resentments, so we don't have to hold on to them anymore.
Yeah, actually, fuck my preamble. That was so much more useful.
So there you go.
Yeah. So this resentment is against the institution of CrossFit or people who do it. It's kind of one and the same, I guess. But...
Well, it's not one and the same. So if there's a CrossFitter that annoys you, then cool. Or CrossFit people that annoy you. But CrossFit, the institution, is its own thing.
Yeah.
So this looks like, given what you're saying in the story, it looks like this is the institution. So we'll focus on that.
Yeah. Single-handedly responsible for ruining people's bodies since inception. If I see one more goddamn kipping pull-up, I swear to God. This is all just an excuse for people to do super dumb shit in the name of fitness.
This looked like a bad guy almost. Morgadam.
Yeah, it totally does. Thank you for. Yeah. This is all just an excuse for people to do super dumb shit in the name of fitness with no understanding of programming or proper form or anything except getting the shit kicked out of them. And the people who do it are so pretentious. They're almost as bad as vegans. Like, fuck, man. That said, they're all in better shape than me too, so double fuck.
Not all of them, but
well, there's a dishonesty for that one.
Yeah, but I mean, there are super yoked CrossFitters that also just could smoke you at everything else.
Oh, I just meant like better shape, like they can survive a WOD without wanting to die.
Exactly.
Which, like the first couple times I did CrossFit, there would be like, it's very similar to jiu-jitsu in this way, right? There'd be like 40 or 50-year-old dudes next to me that are just straight dads, and then they're just manhandling me throughout the entire WOD.
Yep.
That part's actually really cool.
Building the engine doesn't take that long. That's the funny.
No, it doesn't.
It's getting efficient at the movements that takes the longest time.
Yeah. That the one time I did a WOD with a rope climb, she's like, you can use your feet, right? I'm like, no, I can't. It's not how this works. Just fucking curl my way up. And then proceeded to die.
Yeah, then you're fucked. Once your rope climb goes, once the grip goes, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yep.
You're absolutely fucked. Like if your arms go
in
the rope climb, you're done.
Yep.
I love rope climb. I haven't done a rope climb fucking so long. Those are good though. Those are fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are really fun.
Anyway, facts here. I think CrossFit exists and people do it.
Yeah, I mean that's yep. Just people do CrossFit. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that is a fact. That is a fact.
Personal relationships. Like, I was definitely for a long time. Like, if somebody even brought up CrossFit, I had to do like everything I could to not roll my eyes, and like just get super judgmental. And like that's just not a way to establish good, the kinds of relationships that I want.
Look, part of this is also CrossFit's fault. CrossFit has a marketing problem.
Yeah.
And it does have that arrogance to it. But how do you meet arrogance, right? How do I meet that with grace?
Yeah, actually asking.
I can. It's like more just a rhetorical, just like thought experiment where it's like, I'm going to counter all flavor of asshole in my life, right? Yeah. Sometimes I'm the asshole, right? Yeah. And so, what is arrogance?
Yeah, that's a good question. Can I go to Google?
Let me get more specific. What is the root of arrogance? Why would someone be arrogant?
I think it's a belief, like it's an insecurity. I think, like that's been my experience of any time that I'm arrogant.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
it's a way of I'm putting on this disguise of confidence.
Yeah.
As to portray myself as something that has confidence when I really do not.
Yeah.
And I don't have that self-esteem. I think CrossFit suffers from this. Yeah. I think CrossFit suffers from an image issue, and it is self-conscious that it actually isn't good enough. And it's like this little kid on the block, and there's like powerlifting and strongman and bodybuilding that's been there for a really long time. And it's trying to be like, and running and and all this other shit, which is like culturally accepted. And it's just this little like weird like cult in the corner. And so it deals with that self-esteem issue with coming off as a little bit pretentious and arrogant. So it doesn't really think that it's enough as an institution. And taking that perspective, now I can empathize. I don't have to be a dick towards it. But yeah, how does it affect your personal relationships?
Yeah, I think it's if I'm like meeting that arrogance with arrogance, right? Like that's not going to be a particularly strong way to be friendly with those around me who are CrossFitters.
I'm gonna like go like this. I can't, and it doesn't mean you have to be friends with these people,
No.
right? But yeah, how does this resentment that you have that's like towards people who do it, like that you might want in your life, like are you worried that you won't have friends because you don't like CrossFit? Like how does this affect your
Yeah,
relationship?
the few times I like started going to CrossFit gyms, I definitely felt othered, right? Because I was like the last times I got into CrossFit, I was still very much like bodybuilder Jordan. And so it did kind of feel like, oh man, if I don't get on board with this, they're not going to like me. And then it's going to be weird for me to work out here.
Great. Okay. Cool. All right. That makes sense
Um,
now.
yep.
How does this affect your self-esteem?
They're all in better shape than me. Every single one of them.
Your grace time was fine for the first time doing grace was great.
Yeah. Well, that was just straight reverse curling my way to victory at the time. But yeah, it was pretty good.
It takes a while to get efficient with the movements, and it's like I could go in after not doing CrossFit for 6 months, and I'll get someone who's like fit but hasn't done CrossFit ever, and I'll just beat them just because like if I can pick the workout, like I will beat them. If it's just like run this much, no, I'm not gonna beat them. But if it's like do some toes to bar, do some snatches, do some cleans, right? And then to do some rope climbs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking destroy them. Unless they are like elite athletes, then they'll just wreck me regardless, and they can reverse a victory on that one. It's just because I'm more efficient at the movement, I'm better at them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me fit well. And then Glassman would like argue that makes me fitter because I have the coordination bit from all those movements now, but whatever.
I'd be curious to do it now because I think my like a jiu-jitsu engine translates to CrossFit really well. Like they're very similar output systems.
You'll still get burned with your inefficiency in the movement.
Yeah, oh for sure. For sure.
If it was like just even the rower, right? If you're like you might win on the rower, but a few tweaks and you're like 30% more efficient on the rower, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I hit I don't think I messaged you. I did a 638 2K a few weeks ago. I was pretty excited about that.
638 2K. So that's
on the rower.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, man, that's solid. Yeah,
that's pretty hyped. I love this is like half resentment, half like just CrossFit stuff.
Yeah.
Self-esteem.
I've got to take a shit. I'm gonna pause this.
Okay.
The full screen here, and I'll be right back.
You survived.
Right. We are back. Woo! Man, that felt good. Hold on, let me get these headphones on.
Yeah, I got mine out of the way right before this, and it was glorious.
Oh man. Okay.
All right. I think we did self-esteem already.
Yep.
They were. Yeah.
You're on pride, sir.
Yeah, it's like you people are not in my super special like fitness camp, and you're telling me that you're better than I am, or like I'm not going to fit in to this super special fitness camp, and that doesn't feel very good.
I can see how that's personal relations or self-esteem. I don't see how that's pride.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, is CrossFit fucking with your accomplishments in bodybuilding and like that kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that. Ambition. No, that's a good one. I get like my expectation here, my ambition here is to like, it's funny. It's almost like my ambition is for people to not be doing CrossFit.
Well, ambitions are expectations that we have.
Yeah, that aren't being met.
That are being fucked with.
Yeah. I actually don't know if that's really here either.
And get rid of it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, selfish. I'm obviously better than these CrossFit fucks because bodybuilding is a real sport and I know so much more about programming than them.
There we go. Yep, that's a good one. Yep, I am like better than. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very
hey,
good.
Thanks, man.
Very good selfishness. Yeah. I know better.
Yeah.
Right. My methodology is better.
Dishonest. CrossFit is responsible only for injuring people.
Yeah.
Everybody that does CrossFit is pretentious or in better shape than me. They're almost as bad as vegans, and also I'm the one who gets to assign value to people like CrossFitters and vegans.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
CrossFit isn't a real workout, and it's just an excuse to do dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
I already have that. Everyone who does CrossFit's in better shape than me. The type of exercise you do determines your worth.
That's getting a little bit deeper. Can we go even deeper?
Yeah. Because are in better shape than me, I am worse than them as a person. Yeah, there's like
yeah, I like where you're going with this one.
Yeah.
With this dishonesty, mainly it's like if other people are better at something, then my value is less.
Yeah, it's
so
zero
I
sum.
like where you're going with that. Yeah, like someone being good at something makes me a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a fun way to think. Yeah, I like that. Okay. What's the fear?
Yeah. I actually really like CrossFit every time I do it, but I'm not sure my heart can take it. And I'd have to forsake my bodybuilding identity and give myself permission to be whoever I want to be and
Hold
do
up.
whatever I want to do. Yeah.
So this is new.
Yeah.
Right here. And what in here does this affect? Your heart can take it.
Safety.
There we go. Bingo. Continue.
And I'd have to forsake my good catch there also. Thank you.
So I'm here, man.
I'd have to forsake my bodybuilding identity and give myself permission to be whoever I want to be and do whatever I want to do. And that's scary. If I don't judge CrossFit, how will I know where I fall on the totem pole of pole of fitness superiority? Maybe I'm not any better than anybody else. All these CrossFitters are stealing the spotlight from bodybuilding and showing people a different way of being. And it might mean that nobody would look up to us bodybuilders anymore or care about what we're doing with our lives.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. Like other people being better than me at this or any other thing means I'm a piece of shit. And everybody that does CrossFit is more fit than me. Must be a really big piece of shit. And if that's true, like down the rabbit hole we go, right? I'll die alone. I'm worthless. I can't have the things that I want.
So I'm this big, important bodybuilder. Like CrossFit is like threatening that like bodybuilding is this big, important thing. It's lowering the status of bodybuilding. Maybe there's another way of being, which lowers your status. Correct?
Yep.
And then if that's true, and you are this like low status person, then what happens?
Yep. If I'm status person CrossFit. Yeah, I mean, like, nobody will care about me,
Yeah.
or love me, or celebrate the things that I'm doing. And there's no reason to keep doing any of this stuff. Nobody else cares about it.
And what's this stuff? Bodybuilding?
Yeah, bodybuilding.
And then
Even like exercise in general, almost, but more specifically bodybuilding.
And then if you're not exercising, then what happens?
Yeah. And if I quit doing this, I'll just become a fat piece of shit.
And
Bounding the unlovable.
Yep. And then what?
I'll die alone.
So just be this fat piece of shit
Yeah,
in the
forever and
studio
ever.
apartment that just like mustard stains on the
Cheeto dust.
on the wife beater kind of thing, like South Park World of Warcraft guy. Yep. And then what happens?
That's just gonna suck. I will suffer forever.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Not enough.
So I just want to take a moment how we drew the line from CrossFit all the way to you being the World of Warcraft fucking South Park. So because CrossFit exists,
Yeah.
right? There's no point in exercising at all because you don't have this like status anymore as a bodybuilder, and bodybuilding's dumb. Well, what if it is dumb? Then why should I even do it? Then why should I do fitness at all? And then I'm going to be fat and alone. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's pull out these root stories.
Yep. I'm not enough. Yeah, I think like besides there's not enough, like, or I'm not enough, there's not enough in the world, right? Like they now have a monopoly on how we do things. I guess that's kind of I'm not enough. I was gonna say other people being better than me at something means that I suck, but I don't know how to word that.
Just put it like that.
Yeah. I can't have what I want, right? Like I can't be. I'm just gonna be fat. There's no alternative. The suffering will never end. Outside of me determining worth.
I can dig the list.
Yeah.
I like this. Don't even need me anymore. Make these lists. It's awesome. All right, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the extra time.
Well, part of it was me going and taking deuce, but
that's fair.
All right, man. Great work. Keep plugging away. Until next time.
See you, brother.